This is the elevator pitch for true facts about the Holocaust. Hey, I got a business I want to sell you. It's worth $2 million.
Oh, great. Okay. Can I see the books?
Actually, it's only worth 78 grand.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not interested.
Okay, that's the death camp of Majdanek. Okay, they said 2 million died. Right now, what do they say? 78,000. I'm going to put a graph up on the screen.
Okay.
The graph's going to show you 2 million originally. Then it's going to show 1944. Now they say 1.7 million died. This is being gassed by Nazis. Nuremberg trials, that's only a couple years later. They were down to 1.5 million. 1975, they're down to 1.38 million. 1991, 360,000. 1992, 235,000. 2005, they admit 78,000. Okay, you might say, hey, well, you made up that graph. Okay, so now I'm going to show you some plaques from the camp itself, the museum run by Jews. Here's the plaque for 2 million. So this was the original plaque. And now here's the plaque for 1992 that shows 235,000 dead. And then now here's the plaque for 78 from 2005 saying 78,000 killed because they had to change dead to killed because it wasn't heinous enough. Now, you could say, well, 78,000, that's wild. Well, we got a link in the description about why that happened. Bad sanitation. The Poles wouldn't allow running water to come to them. Berlin was furious that there were these people dying. But you have to be thinking like, what? You probably never even heard of Majdanek, I'm just going to guess, unless you're into history. Do you think this sounds legitimate? Hey, actually, you know what? I got a business to sell you. It's worth $4.5 million. Can
I see the books on this one?
It's only worth $1 million, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not interested.
This is the death camp of Auschwitz. This is an entirely different story, okay? This is not gradually going down like you can see happen at Majdanek. The claim is 4.5 million, kind of drops to 4 million, but facts are coming in, and it stays there from the late 40s to the early 50s, and it stays there at 4 million all the way to the early to mid 90s. And then it drops down to 1 million. How on earth did it drop down to 25% of its original? It was scientifically disproved. Amazing, right? There's this science, and the link in the description below to our video. Hydrogen cyanide used in Zyklon B stays on the walls. They checked it in 1988. None. The Polish government came in 91 and said, we're going to prove you're wrong, you anti-Semites. And then the University of Krakow went in and set state people to prove they weren't anti-Semitic. Check the walls. No hydrogen cyanide. What happened? The remaining survivors said, oh, we've been lying to you for 40, 50 years. Oy vey. Let's change our story entirely. But wait a second. You've already executed the Nazis who did that in the showers. Now you're saying they didn't do it in the showers. Science says they didn't. Drop the number by a quarter. You got to think this is a little bit suspicious, right?
It's strange.
Okay, so if you want to see my reference of how they're saying 1 million now, I'm going to put this graph on the screen, link in the description below. This is the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum, or the USHMM. This is government funded by the United States, over $120 million a year, run by Jews, pro-Israel, pro-Holocaust, like they want to see lots of Jews dead. I don't know why. I don't get that part. But so I'm giving you a biased source against the argument. It's their proof.
Right.
It's their proof. Now, you might be thinking about, wait a second, Majdanek went from 2 million to 78,000. Auschwitz went from 4.5 or 4 million down to 1 million. How are they still saying 6 million Jews died?
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's the answer to that. I'm going to put the graph back up on the screen from the USHMM. They've moved the goalposts. They've now said that an ethnic genocide, targeted ethnic genocide of a people, is any reason that they die. It was originally this many were gassed. Now it's any reason they die.
During that time period.
During that time period. So if they died from other, which is 500,000, they were gassed.
Which could be a car accident.
It could be a car accident. Okay. Could be typhus. Could be Allied bombs. So literally the story that they're giving now is that the United States participated in the targeted ethnic genocide because when a bomb fell on a city that was 2% Jewish and 2% of the casualties were Jews, they were being systematically targeted for not the 98% who were actually being systematically targeted for genocide because they were attacking only civilian targets, i.e. Dresden, but that's a whole different story. And so basically what I'm saying here is I'm not trying to sell you the whole thing. What I'm trying to say is that if you're a reasonable thinking human being and then you look at these facts, you've got to say there's something to this. Or we're just...
Or you got to be curious, like,
right.
Why are the numbers changing? This doesn't make sense.
Right. Or you have to be so attached to it, you need there to have been a ton of Jews to have been executed to support your worldview. Probably don't do that. Be a decent human being.
Yeah.
Or you're so attached to the idea Adolf Hitler was the devil.
Right.
And then you're like, I can't handle this. You know what I mean? I'm just going to block this video out of my mind, or you know what I mean?
Right.
unsubscribe or whatever. Anyways, so we've got links in the description below. We got a 4-part series on this where we can go longer into each part.
Right.
And we got all the links to the different stuff I showed you right now. And so if you're watching this and you're already subscribed and you're like, why are you doing this video? We already watched your 4-part series. This video is specifically for you to share with people who are just like, what did you talk about the Holocaust? Right. Just see some interesting facts. And if they don't have a curious mind, they just don't have a curious mind.
Right.
It just is what it is. Or they just love the mainstream.
But it's an easy sell. Hey, 5 minutes. Check this out.
Right. And it's just the plaques.
Right. Yeah,
it's their plaques.
Right.
You know? I'm not making this up.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Hopefully you share this and see you next time.